Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 287. Today I want to talk about what we did earlier this week. Ken, my friend from Rover Scouts in high school, on his boat Sea Holly, went to Ganges on Salt Spring Island, which is ended up being one of my favorite spots on the west coast of Canada. And we spent 2 nights in the Canada docks on the Salt Spring Island place in Ganges, which is the town. So I'll share with you a few of the pictures that I took and explain that what we see here is we were on our way, and I noted with the discussion with Ken that we were south of the 49th parallel. And if you know a little bit about Canadian geography, the bulk of Canada is above the 49th parallel. And that's the line that people say, oh, that's the straight line. But it does curve occasionally, and it does curve at the Gulf Islands, and the southern tip of Vancouver Island goes below the 49th parallel. And on the screen here, you can see it says 48 parallel and 59 seconds, I believe it's called. And that's what the GPS was telling. We were going south towards Ganges. Now, this is the dock, Canada Wharf, that we arrived at. And if I expand this sign a little bit bigger, you can see it says Harbor Authority of Salt Spring Island. So there's a lot of other boats from mainly Canada, but some Americans as well have come and spend some time. This is a beautiful spot. The weather was gorgeous as well, so we were very fortunate. Little bit of wind. And as we walk up the ramp from the dock, this is what we see. There's a sign saying, Welcome to Ganges and Salt Spring Island. And right here, just walking across the boardwalk, you'll see the Treehouse Cafe, and there's people eating there. Ken and I tend not to eat very often at restaurants, prefer to go and find some food we like in the grocery store and eat on the top deck if the weather's nice, which it was the 2 nights that we were there. So this is the Sea Holly again, and now there's the top deck. There's a barbecue on the top here where we can barbecue, which we did the first night as well. And if you go down the ramp towards the dock, you'll see the sign advertising the Gulf Islands water taxi. So if you need a water taxi to go to another island, you can go by water taxi as well. And of course, if you've seen any pictures previously, there's the airplanes, the float planes taking off regularly. People come on the dock, get on the plane, and it flies. Uh, and they're arriving and leaving regularly all day long. So it's part of the ambience is seeing the seaplanes taking off and being loaded and the passengers getting on. Here's they're just bringing this airplane in, the fellow's catching the rope, and then he can pull it in so they can tie it to the dock. And this was Ken and I at the first night at the top of the Sea Holly, the top deck, and we were eating kebabs, chicken kebabs that we had bought and cooked, and they were delicious. We had potato salad, and we also had some Caesar salad as well with our chicken kebabs. And we also had some ice cream the second night. Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia, I think it was called, was the ice cream of choice for this time. This was the second night on the top deck. Ken working on his tablet. There is Wi-Fi there. Not very good. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, but we do manage to at least get Wi-Fi sometime. So that was the second meal we had were hot dogs. And I was trying to be very nostalgic because in 1962, Ken and I were on the Montreal, and you for 5 cents could get a hot dog. And what the fixings were was sauerkraut. First time I ever had sauerkraut. So the second night we tried to make hot dogs with sauerkraut, but the hot dog buns weren't good. They didn't have decent ones, and the wieners weren't that right. Though they were okay, and the sauerkraut was too watery. But anyway, we tried. Going back a long time, that was what 1962 would be about 60 something years ago. So anyway, it was still a good meal. Yeah, not as good as I remember the 5-cent hot dogs in Montreal. So on our way back on the Tuesday afternoon, we found there was a bit waves because it was quite windy, and there was Ken controlling the boat on our way back to Ladysmith from Ganges and Salt Spring Island. So that was the weekend. Went on Sunday, came back on Tuesday. Was one I enjoy it all the time. Maybe we'll be able to do it again before the winter comes. I'm hoping maybe in September, Ken and I might be able to go again to Ganges on Salt Spring Island. So that was my highlight of my week and probably one of the highlights of the year, although there's a lot of good things happen. But I just find it so nice going to the marina on Ganges on Salt Spring Island. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family, and friends lots of love and laughter, and hope you're having a great summer as well. Bye for now until next time from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.